Hey guys, it is Monday, so that means I'm weighing myself right now and comparing my body fat percentage, my BMI rather. Actually, I already did that, and according to the biometric scale, nothing's changed. Even my body fat percentage from last Monday, the post show Monday, to now. So that means, yeah, I thought I was on the up track because like 2 days ago I weighed like 4 pounds heavier, and then now I just lost it all, which is weird. So hopefully, because I feel bigger, like in the mirror, it just goes to show like the numbers don't mean much because I feel bigger, I feel stronger, and like the visual is there. So I think I'm just gonna up the carbs a bit more. My target number of calories right now is around 2,500 for maintenance, but I want to bring that up to 2,800 as much as I can, so that, yeah, like there's that switch in my head that keeps going like, no, I don't want to overeat and feel bloated, but if that's what it takes to get the gains, or at least like I was expecting at least a 2-3 pound difference, but it's not. So I think what my body did over the week was recompose itself. So the idea of recomposition, where the metabolism as well is trying to compensate for the abundance of calories and macronutrients all of a sudden. So now it's finding ways to, yeah, like the muscle is building, there's more fat storage, there's it's getting used to having the carbs and the water in me. I'm not dehydrated at all, and there's no excess sodium. Like last Monday, there was a lot of sodium and carbs there from the Sunday and like trickling to that Monday. So I think just staying the course, not panicking, because like actually this is really helping me as well, because like I'm really panicking. I'm like, it's been a week, why am I not gaining as much? Yeah, but yeah, just gotta keep eating. I'm gonna make myself a couple of sandwiches for this morning. I want to eat like 4 pieces of bread, of white bread, maybe with peanut butter. Got banana, so maybe peanut butter banana and peanut butter jelly, and then a protein shake, and then see where that leaves me for lunch. I don't know what I'm gonna have for lunch yet. We had Greek for Mother's Day, so we have a lot of food, like leftover rice, pilafs, and potatoes. So I might scarf those down for lunch. We'll see. You guys will see in a bit. I'll catch you guys later. I wanted to talk about the 3M's of muscle building, just an intro to the 3M's of muscle building. So I really wanted to touch on each M of muscle building specifically because it will be majority of the improvement season muscle building plan without the gyms, without actual like weights that you can overload. Because if you haven't watched my update video a couple of videos ago, I pretty much talk about doing some research or exploring the literature on computing or quantifying your workload from the gym using weights, using any resistance with the cables or whatnot, and trying to replicate that, manipulating other factors that you can control at home. So one big factor would be time under tension, which falls on the first in the first M, which is mechanical tension. So again, like these M's, I'm gonna touch on them real quick on this video so that I can move on to the other main training styles that I'm utilizing currently, just to increase that workload without actually having all the weight. So mechanical tension, it refers to lifting a load external to yourself. So weights or resistance, applying that to the muscle for the full range of motion within a given period of time. Now, the second M is metabolic stress. Now, metabolic stress does not pertain to your metabolism, like how you're metabolizing nutrients. Instead, what that means is you are feeling that burn. Like once you feel that burn or that pump while you're lifting or while you're performing an action, that's actually what that refers to, metabolic stress. So that burn or that pump, that's lactic acidosis. That's the lactic acid buildup that people say. That's actually lactase and other metabolites just building up on those, in those areas that you're using for those actions that you do. So this could come from, you know, lots of volume training. So that's your muscle or your joint like fatiguing. So that triggers the muscle growth because the muscles are distressed, like you're giving stress to that muscle. Speaking of stress, that's the third M. The third M is muscle damage. So what you do when you distress the muscle is the muscle is triggered and has no choice. It's pretty much how Arnold Schwarzenegger had put it. It's like you're giving it no choice but to grow, to adapt to that stress. So all three of those M's really, or rather the first two M's really contribute to the third M. Again, muscle damage. So muscle damage refers to the micro trauma that you're putting on the muscle as it flexes and elongates to cause the inflammation in response to that damage. Now that inflammation that really triggers protein synthesis, not just to repair, but to build the muscle as well. Now, building muscle through this muscle damage, there's a kind of a trick to it. That's why for nutrition, when you go on the nutrition side, you want to provide your body with as much protein as possible, depending on your training style, depending on your lifestyle, really. Like for someone who is active, who's fairly active, who exercises a lot, like 4 or 5 days a week at the gym, they would ingest 1 gram of protein per pound. That's usually like the rule of thumb for that. It's only because your body, when the muscles are, you know, trying to repair themselves, the protein you're actually ingesting for the day, it goes to the repair mechanism and then the building mechanism. So if, let's say, I'm ingesting 100 grams of protein per day with my nutrition counts and whatnot, my macros counting, if I only ingest 100 grams of protein and my body needed the full 100 grams of protein to repair the muscle with the amount of exercise that I'm doing, then there is no more protein left to build the muscle. So you have to like have that excess of stores for the muscle to build and to repair and then build. So, but that goes to say as well, the opposite is true, where ingesting more protein doesn't really help in building more muscle, because after there is an upper threshold of what your body can absorb. So you're repairing your muscle and then you're building your muscle from your exercise and whatnot. And then everything else, all the excess, either just gets flushed through your system or gets deposited. So everything really that we ingest, you know, we have to be careful about what we put into our bodies and how much of it we put into our bodies. Because I could eat 3,000 calories, or more than 3,000 calories, do a full bodybuilder's thing, but my body is not adapted to metabolize, or in this sense, for metabolysis, I'm talking about nutrient metabolism. And like my body is just not used to it. I'm 5'6". I am a shorter guy, and I am like, my muscle mass is not gonna absorb everything that quick. So it's just gonna go through with it doing little to nothing unless I train really hard. So, you know, all of these things, again, like there's the time that you're putting your body in that stress state. There's the fuel that you're putting in your body and how much of it is available for your body to grow. And so all of these things come into play. Now the third thing that we used to be able to have, well, soon enough when all the gyms are open, is the weight overload. So if you're giving your body no choice but to adapt to heavier weight, then that triggers that muscle growth. So again, for now, the only two things that we could actually manipulate are the time under tension, or the timing of the reps, the number of the reps, the volume that we're doing. We're focusing on getting that muscle fatigue and muscle damage so that we could repair it, and nutrition, like cooking and whatnot. So those two things are the only stuff that we can control right now. It's the food and the time of it's the food and the time. So the only things we can control right now, it's the time under tension and food. So again, those are the only things we can control. It's time under tension and food. So, you know, just sit down, figure things out depending on your goal. Just make sure that everything is set for you. It removes a lot of the stress of having to think about this, you know. And my previous video, I talk about having to recalibrate my macros, so my calories, what I need for muscle building, and my macros. And just having that set plan for that allows me to focus on the training aspect of things. And of course, like, all of it comes into play. Every day is different. Every workout is different. So yeah, just got to roll with the punches. Anyway, for the next video, I'm going to dive right back into like all the factors that I am controlling right now. So time under tension is the one main thing that I'm playing around with. So that's going to be the next video. So until then, please like, subscribe, and share this video. All the stuff is down below. I'll catch you guys next time. Pow, pow, pow.